But some other news that dropped globally while we were keeping our focus on the postseason is new FIFA rankings. So while we were covering the United States women's national team during that international window, new FIFA rankings have dropped. And it's exciting time because, of course, everyone loves a ranking, right? Who doesn't love a ranking to where you could sort of, drop your opinion on how you feel about 1 through 10. But in terms of the top 10 FIFA Women's World Rankings, United States staying at number 1, number 2, Sweden, number 3, Germany, number 4, England, number 5, France, number 6, Spain, number 7, Canada, number 8, Netherlands, number 9, Brazil, and number 10, Korea, DPR. Did any of this shock you at all, Lisa? I know this is all it's all a very complicated mathematical equation that the FIFA rankings sort of kind of fluctuate, but it's because of that. You got to try to keep it fair with the numbers, right? That's one aspect, and that's probably why we don't see too much change too often. I think Canada has stood kind of at a standstill. I think at 7.
So Spain jumped ahead of Canada. Spain was 8, so they jumped up to 6 in these rankings, which is a little bit interesting. Netherlands move a little bit too. So because of that, that's kind of how it shakes out. But really, it's the top 6 teams that is what everyone should be circling, that they really, really matter the most, because the World Cup draw for the Women's World Cup in Australia and New Zealand, the 6 seeded teams are the top 6 FIFA ranked teams. So that's the United States, Sweden, Germany, England, France, and Spain. So that's like the biggest change in this, because Spain jumped ahead of Canada and hits that number 6 spot. They now become a seeded team for the World Cup, which probably helps them moving forward based on like how the draw plays out and how everything happens, which also World Cup draw right around the corner, lest we not forget, October 22nd. That's happening. But so that's probably like the biggest change and the biggest thing to note of this. Of course, the US still at the top, Sweden and Germany right at the top, 2 and 3 respectively. Excited to see how everything really plays out between these nations.
It's hard to believe that we're already going to be coming up on the draw. Like
insane.
just I feel like we were just covering women's CONCACAF championship. Quite frankly, it's wild sort of think how much time has passed already. But folks are already going to be taking a close eye at that. Like when that was something that came sort of adjacent to this. Like once the ranking is dropped, it also sort of solidifies the pots, right, for the draws that are going to be coming up. And I think everybody obviously is looking at that first pot that's going to have so many of these teams. Obviously, it's going to include the hosts as well. So the 2023 Women's World Cup, hosted by Australia and New Zealand, they're included in pot 1, A1, B1, United States, Sweden, Germany, England, France, and Spain, all within that first pot as well. Second pot, we're looking really strong as well. Canada, Netherlands, Brazil, Japan, Norway, Italy, China, Korea, Republic, and then pots 3 and 4 with additional teams as well. I don't know. I think look, once these rankings drop, Lisa, and I was thinking about the draw and just how some of these groups can shake out, there might be more than one group of death, quite frankly. I think in this one, I think everyone always said that's like with the World Cup, you sort of look like who's going to be the group of death, and I'm just like, I don't know. I think there might be more than one.
I think there will be too, but I think the most important thing to look at if you're a US fan is no Sweden in the group. So that's what's going to happen, because Sweden and the United States have been in the same group for 5 consecutive World Cups, because maybe like our kryptonite a little bit. I think that honestly could help the United States. Yeah, but in terms of like group of death, it's anyone's game, right? Like we just saw the Euros this summer and the CONCACAF. Like we know how incredibly competitive women's football is becoming around the globe. And this World Cup is huge and it's massive. Being in Australia and hosted by those 2 nations, I think that gives them a little bit of an edge. So if you're in a group with New Zealand and Australia, like I'm sorry, they have the upper hand being at home, like playing where they are, knowing these stadiums, understanding the travel that goes between jumping between the two countries. Yeah, I'm just not even sure. I'm so excited for it.
I am too. I think it just sort of feels like when something like the draw happens and you've got the the different pots like in front of you, like it just sort of makes you it's it's automatically one step closer, right, to the World Cup, and it just sort of starts to feel more real as this type of stuff kind of goes by. Like we're watching these international windows that are occurring right
Mhm.
now. The United States closing out their calendar year against top 10 ranked teams, already having that window against England and Spain. They've got a couple of friendlies coming up against Germany in November to close out the 2022 calendar year there. At that point, the draw will have already taken place,
Mhm.
so it's just a very exciting time. It's just like absolutely setting the stage for what's going to happen in 2023. And there's still some teams that are hoping to achieve their World Cup dreams. Quite frankly, there are some national team programs that are going to look to sort of find a final spot or two within the 2023 Women's World Cup. We see the Intercontinental playoffs are going to come into play, Interconfederation. So we've got Portugal, Cameroon, Thailand in the Group A playoff. We've got Chile, Senegal, Haiti in the Group B playoff, Group C playoff, Chinese Taipei. And Papua New Guinea, Paraguay, and Panama. So any of these teams
Yeah.
can go ahead and still have like that final opportunity to make a push for the 2023 Women's World Cup. Let's have a little fun with it, Lisa. When you're looking at any of these teams, who's standing out for you? I know we have CONCACAF bias over
We
here.
got them circled a little bit. We do. We do. I have Haiti and Panama circled a little bit on this one when I look at these teams. But this tournament happening in New Zealand, February 17th, it kicks off. The biggest teams that I'm looking at, I mean, I think Haiti. I've been really impressed with Haiti, and I know I've got CONCACAF bias there on that one. But this is a team that knows how to play, knows how to win, and knows how to score goals. Them being in a group with Chile and Senegal, I think that they could win this group, honestly. Like, I think that Haiti could come out on top in that Group B. Chinese Taipei, I was impressed with them, what they were able to do. Now, they're in a group with 4 because they've got Papua New Guinea, Paraguay, and Panama in that group. But, yeah, I mean, those are the ones that stand out to me. I would love to see another CONCACAF team push through, even just one, right? 2 spots out of this Intercontinental play-in tournament will get in. So what about you? Any teams that stand out in particular?
Yeah, 100% Haiti. I think
Mhm.
being able to cover them, kind of up close during July, I think it was a lot of fun for us. It was refreshing to see this team. It was good, quite frankly, to sort of see their evolution. Right, this is a team that has a number of young players on it, and they've been playing together for a very long time. We're talking about since their youth program days, and they're now playing at this sort of senior international level, and it seems to be clicking at the right time. Right, this for folks looking at this, like maybe they have a narrow view of this and saying, well, like it's an interconfederation playoff. You didn't do well enough to solidify your place, right? But this is a huge honor to still have the opportunity to try to compete for a spot in the World Cup for your nation's program. And I love that Haiti is one of these teams that is involved in it. And so, yeah, of course, I've got them circled, Panama as well. But, we were also able to cover the Asian Cup, the
Mhm.
Women's Asian Cup here with the games that were on Paramount Plus. So being able to sort of watch these teams up close as well and have access to the matches that were taking place. I know I thought that maybe Thailand was going to be one of those teams to break through and go to another World Cup, but listen, that tournament was so intense. It came down to like the final match days, and Thailand still has an opportunity here, but they really, really have to, sort of lock it up because
Yeah.
Cameroon and Portugal. That's a tough group right there. I think if I'm looking for
Oh,
just
yeah.
in this one, yes, Group C has the 4 teams, but I think Group A is got a lot of really good
Yeah.
teams there.
Yeah. I mean, even Sandra, people in our chat right now, Sophia, Fourth Deconstruction, shouting out Portugal for Sophia, and then Portugal and Cameroon as teams
Yeah,
that stand out.
yeah.
Our the people watching live, they know Group
They
of
know,
Death.
they know what I'm spitting. Group A,
Mhm.
that might be Group of Death there for the Interconfederation playoffs. So we'll see. That's on the horizon right after the draw. So we're gonna have the draw that takes place this coming weekend on October 22nd, and then these matches are going to be kicking things off early in 2023. I believe it's February 2023. So we'll be keeping an eye on that for sure, and take a look at who are going to be the final teams, sort of slotting their way into the 2023 Women's World Cup.